Hello guys, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel, which is Tech and Non-Tech with Sumit Tohdan. So before we proceed, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe it, and also don't forget to press the bell icon. And as you all know that we have started the video lecture series, and one of the video has been released, and if you haven't watched that video, please do watch that video and come to the part 2 of this video lecture series. In the previous video we have talked about the basic turning machining process. In that we learn how to find the machining time, and today we'll just move ahead and we'll start the next topic. So today's topic is spindle speed selection. So how the speed of the spindle will be selected in the lathe and drilling machine. So one thing and one important point, you just please keep in your mind, this is one of the important point in so many competitive exams. Already this question has been asked, and I'll tell you the question along with the 4 options also. So in lathe and drilling machine, the speed is arranged in a geometric progression. Yeah, this is one of the important point. Just keep in your mind, speed is arranged in a geometric progression in lathe and drilling machine. So basically in this question they'll be giving you the range of the speed, and they may ask you find out what is the maximum speed, or they may ask in between of the speed they'll be giving you some data. So let's start how the question they'll be asking. So as we all know from the mathematics, in geometric progression, if first term is given and last term is given, then how to find the last term. Last term is the first term into ratio between two consecutive ratio to the power n minus 1. N is the total number of terms according to the mathematics, but here n is the total number of speed, range of the speed. So the important formula you need to keep in your mind is this one. So n max is equal to n minimum into r to the power n minus 1. In that r is the common ratio and r is the ratio between two consecutive spindle speed. Suppose that if there is a range of speed given from 1 to 8, means maximum speed is n8 equal to n1 into r to the power n minus 1. So here n is equal to 8. So this is the range of the speed. So we'll look one questions related to this so that it will be give you the clear cut idea about this topic. So just we'll look one questions where it is given minimum speed, n minimum is given 100 rpm, n max is given 1000 rpm, and n small n number of terms, or we can say that number of range of speed is 8 is given. So how to find the common ratio? We know r is equal to n max divided by n min to the power n minus 1. Okay, from here we'll be getting what is the common ratio between two consecutive spindle speed, which is the 1.389. so we have to find what is the fifth speed. N min is given, n max is given, and we have to find what is the fifth speed. So n5 is equal to, we'll assume n5 is the max and n1 is the minimum. So n max is equal to n minimum into r to the power n minus 1. So when we take it n5 is a maximum, then n will become 5. So n minus 1 will be 4. So this is what I have written over here. n5 is equal to n1 into r to the power n minus 1, which is 5 minus 1, 4. So n1 minimum speed is 100 rpm, and then common ratio is 1.389 to the power n minus 1, which is 5 minus 1 equal to r. And so what will be the fifth speed of the spindle is 377.2 rpm. So this is what they'll be asking you. They'll be giving you the range of the speed, and you have to find the common ratio, and then you have to find in between max or minimum what is the speed range. So this is how they'll be asking you, and this term is also known as the speed range ratio. N max divided by n minimum is speed range ratio is equal to r to the power n minus 1. please whichever formula I am highlighting it, at least you please make note of it and keep that in your mind, which will be helping you to solve the numerical questions. And in some of the exams like ESC exams or state PSU, they may give you the direct MCQ questions. I'll tell you the question which been already asked in the ESC 2001. So the question they asked in this topic was, the spindle speed range in a general purpose lathe is divided into steps which approximately follows which progression. Like the option they had given is arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression, and logarithmic progression. So this was the question which was asked in the ESC 2001 for the 2 marks. So this will give you will get you the directly 2 marks. So already I told you, arranged in a geometric progression manner. So please keep that this one in your mind, which will help you to solve the numerical problem. So now this formula already I have discussed in the previous lecture, which is n equal to v into 1000 divided by pi into d. So from here we will just find one relation between the n max divided by n min. So let's take this as a n max. So when we'll be taking the n max, v should be the max and d should be the minimum, then only we'll be getting the n max. This is from the basic mathematics. Similarly for the n minimum, when the n minimum will come, when the v will be minimum and d will be the maximum. Okay, so from this, after finding the n max and n minimum, this is the equation number 1 and equation number 2. You just divide these two equations, we will be getting one relation which will help you to solve the numerical in the GATE exam, or in some of the exams they may give you this formula directly. So this is the n max by n min, which is the speed range ratio, and this is one of the important formula. You please remember this one. N max by n min is equal to v max by v min into d max by d min, which is very simple to remember. You just write it once and read it loudly once, you will be remembering this one. So we'll solve one more problem. The question is given over here, a 6-speed drilling machine, means n equal to 6 is given over here, has drill dia ranging from 6 to 25 mm 25 mm, means minimum speed is given, the minimum dia is given 6.25 mm and maximum dia is given is 25 mm, and cutting speed v is given, which is 18 meter per minute. Find the ratio between the two consecutive spindle speeds. So we know that the formula is n max by n min is equal to v max by v min into d max by d min, which already discussed right now. So what are the data we have? We have the d max, we have the d min, and here v max and v min is not given, so we will assume that v max is equal to v minimum, so that this will give you the ratio of 1. And then we need to find r. What is the r? R is n max divided by n min to the power 1 by n minus 1. So d max is given, d min is. From this we'll be finding what is the r, and r will be the 1.319, which is approximately 1.32. So this was the very simple questions. I think this question was asked in the GATE exam already, and this was the question in the ESC objective question. A headstock of lathe has 9 speed ranging from 100 rpm to 1600 rpm, means n minimum is given 100 rpm and n max is given 1600 rpm. Find the ratio between two consecutive spindle speed, means we have to find what is the r. R is equal to n max divided by n minimum whole to the power 1 by n minus 1. So here is given 9 speed ranging from 100 to 1600 rpm, means n is equal to 9, so n minus 1 will be 8. So this is what, and this was the basic maths calculation. When you do that, we'll be getting the consecutive spindle speed ratio, which will be the 1.414. so this was the ESE objective questions. So this is how they used to ask the questions in the exam. And one more questions will look in this topic, and the question is a 6-speed gearbox, means n is equal to 6 is given, is used to machine workpiece of dia ranging from d max is given 200 mm, d min is given 100 mm, cutting speed ranging from 40 meter per minute, means v minimum is given 40 meter per minute to 120 meter per minute, which is v max is given. Find all the 6 spindle speed, means we have to find what is the n1, what is the n2, what is the n3, n4, n5, n6. so we have to find all the speed range ratio. So before that, we need to know what is the speed range ratio, means what is the r term. So for finding the r term, we need to know what is the n max by n minimum. This term we should know. So just right now we have learned one formula to find the n max by n minimum, which is d max by d min into v max by v min. All the data is given over here, just substitute it in formula. We will be getting the n max by n min, which is the 6, and we know what is the r formula is. R formula is equal to n max divided by n min whole to the power 1 by n minus 1. So this will give you the 1.431. Once you get it, what is this r term, we can find all the 6 spindle speed. So we'll look n1 is equal to minimum. So if it is n minimum, this should be the v minimum, which is given in the questions, and d max is also given. Find it from here. What is the n1? Find the n max. What would be the n max? Then just use the formula n2. n2 is equal to n1 into r to the power n minus 1. The n3 is equal to n1 into r to the power n minus 1, which is 3 minus 1 2. In this way you will get all the speed range ratio, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6. And generally use this formula over here to find all the speed range. This one, n max is equal to n minimum into r to the power n minus 1, and this formula. With this help of these two formula, we will be getting the answer of these questions. So this is how they will be asking you the questions in the exams. And so with this, the selection of the spindle speed selection is over. So we'll moving ahead. I'm leaving one topic, which is the tool setting error. I don't have much content about this topic to explain you. So what I will do, the end of this chapter, I'll teach you separately about the tool setting error. So for right now, I'm leaving this one and I'm moving ahead with the another topic. And the another topic is also important one, which is the material removal rate. So I guess this year in the GATE exam, they had asked one questions related to material removal rate. I don't remember the question exactly, but yeah, it was related to MRR problem. So we'll talk how to find the material removal rate. So what is the material removal rate? Is the volume of the material removed per unit time. So this is the ratio of volume divided by time. So what is the volume of material removed, which is very simple. The formula is from the basic mathematics, pi by 4 into d square, cross sectional area basically, into length. When you multiply the length with this cross sectional area, we'll be getting the volume of the material removed, which is pi by 4 into d to the square minus final diameter square into length. So what is the MRR? Volume per into divided by time. So this is the volume of the material removed, and time from the turning mechanism we learn what is the machining time. So machining time, we know the what is the L by Fn. So when substitute this one, L will get cancelled out. this L and this L will get cancelled out, and we'll be getting the final formula, which will be the pi by 4 into square of the initial diameter minus square of the final diameter into Fn. This Fn is also known as axial feed. So remember that sometimes they may give you directly what is the axial feed, they may not give you the separate data of F and N. So this is how you are supposed to find the material removal rate. Once again I'll repeat this important formula for finding the MRR. MRR formula is pi by 4 into square of the initial diameter minus square of the final diameter into Fn. This Fn is also known as axial feed, and the unit will be the mm³ per minute. And there is one more formula. Sometime according to data you have to use the formula. There is two formula. One more formula is for finding the MRR in turning, can also be written as FdV into 1000. FdV into 1000. This is one more formula to find the MRR in turning. This is one formula and this is one formula. So please remember these two formula for finding the material removal rate. Okay, since here some of the questions is blurring, so I am not discussing about it. And so on the next topic we'll discuss is about threading. What is the threading? Threading is you all know, if you have done experiment in some production lab and all that, we will be very aware of this, like what is threading. So threading is the continuous form of helical ridges. It is formed or produced over a cylindrical system of bond. So this is what threading is, and threading could be the parallel or straight, or it may be the tapered threading. Okay, so this was the theoretical. You just read some standard book about basic theory, and we'll talk about what is the single start threading, what is the double start threading, what is the triple start threading. Okay, so what is the single start threading means? For the one revolution of the workpiece, there tool will cut only one thread over the cylindrical workpiece, or it could be the frustum workpiece also. So what is the single start threading is? Single start threading means for one revolution of workpiece there will be one cut of the thread. Okay, and here is one important things come is pitch. Pitch plays very important in the threading. So threading, pitch is what? Pitch is the distance between the two consecutive or corresponding points between two adjacent threads. Means distance between this point and this point is known as pitch in threading. This is a single start threading. And double start threading is for one revolution of the workpiece there will be two cut of the threads on the workpiece. So what is the feed over here? Feed will be 2 times of the feed is equal to 2 times of the pitch. Okay, remember that in questions they will not give you the directly what is the feed. They may give you in a statement wise, this is the single start threading, double start threading or triple start threading. From the your understanding and on your judgment you have to find what is the feed of given question. So this is how they'll be giving you. Suppose it is double start threading means feed will be the 2 times into the pitch. Okay, and then form tool is the shape of the tool corresponds to shape of the profile to be cut on the workpiece. What is it? Is the like double start threading means form tool will be something like this. Suppose it is triple start threading means the form tool will be something like this. So in one go it will cut 3 threads on the workpiece, and for coming to here, for in one revolution this form tool will cut 2 threads on the workpiece. So this is called the form tool. So here the feed will be 3 into pitch. For one revolution there will be 3 threads on the workpiece. So this is what the meaning of single start threading, double start threading and triple start threading. And sometimes if pitch value is not given in the questions, they may give you the number of threads equal to 5 per centimeter. Means in 1 centimeter there will be 5 threads. Means what would be the pitch? Pitch will be 1 by 5 in centimeter. The reciprocal of number of threads will give you the pitch. So general formula you can remember General formula you can remember from here is number of threads. If number of threads equal to n divided by centimeter is given, means the pitch will be reciprocal of this 1 by n centimeter. So remember this one directly. Okay, so we'll look one questions from GATE which was asked for the 1 marks questions, and the question is, in a threading operations, if pitch of the thread is equal to 2 mm, pitch is given 2 mm, and then feed in mm per revolution for double start threading operation will be. Here is given double start threading. So read the questions carefully. Double